Hello everybody, it's Eva. In today's video, we're going to talk about pricing. Should you list your pricing on your website? Should it be shared publicly on your social media? Should people know about what your prices are, or should it be hidden behind some cloaky, fancy wall where they have to come hither first? We're going to talk about that. So hey everyone, if you are not familiar with me, what's up? My name's Eva. I am all about marketing in a grounded, good way. I love helping good people get the word out about their good things. I am not into any shady, creepy marketing tactics that are manipulative, that make you feel like you're selling your soul or your values. I absolutely hate that crap. And today I want to be real about if you should list your pricing or not on your website, on your social media, and give you some ideas of what you can do. So let's talk about it and look at a couple different types of businesses. Let's say somebody is a health coach and they have one session that they offer. It is a one call or one intensive session that somebody can work with them around health coaching. And of course, I believe that the health coach should be trained and qualified and doing good work. Another example that I will give to juxtapose, is a web designer, where someone is doing done-for-you services. There's a lot involved. Pricing could be a big whammy-bammy to talk about. And should you list your prices or not? Here are 3 things that we're going to get into around pricing today. When you do not have your prices listed, I feel that most likely people are going to assume the worst. You have to understand and be aware of how much shady, creepy, manipulative stuff there is going on in marketing these days. How much, hey, here's my 1-hour class and we're gonna just help you up level and glow, and it is $11.11 an hour. There is so much of that out there that actually not listing your prices makes people assume the worst even more, because they are seeing the worst out there a lot. If I am looking at someone's page, their website, and I think, ooh, I really need help with this. Maybe it's somebody who's doing ADHD support and is trained in that field. I might be super interested. If I go to their page and nothing is listed at all, I'm just going to feel like, oh, it's probably 60 grand to work with them, and that's not really in my spending plan. So I think that people are going to assume the worst. Not good. Whether you are a health coach or a web designer, if you just say, contact me and I'll let you know, that gives them nothing and they're going to assume the worst. But I will talk about what you can do around that. So number 1, I'm saying people are going to assume the worst. Number 2 is that it's just kind of confusing. If there's not a clear path and a clear way that people can work with you, it's confusing. And there's that thing that people say in marketing, a confused buyer doesn't buy. And it's not all about getting people to buy. But you don't want to confuse people. I absolutely, if I go to a website or I'm on someone's social media stories and I'm just confused and I'm thinking, I have to contact them, but fill out this form, but then we can discover a call. And there's so many pieces to it that sometimes they work with people in this way for an intensive, and sometimes it's a bigger package, and this on and so forth. It's too much. It is asking way too much of them, and they're confused. And when you're confused, you're going to bounce. You may not think, I'm confused, I'm out of this page. More so you think, I guess I'll look at this later, or I'll come back when I have more time, or maybe I'm not quite a fit for them and it's just kind of too much for me to do. So when people are confused, they're going to bounce and they're not even going to pay attention to it, and you don't want that to happen. Why? And the third thing around this that I think is so important, and another thing that you need to be aware of around what people are doing out there, cue, creepy music, is that people don't list prices as a way to talk to somebody, have them come in deeper, hook them in, talk more on a discovery call, ask them a lot of really personal questions that might make somebody cry. This has happened to me. And then, ba-bam, knock them with a price and have them say, well, of course, don't you want these things? You just told me about how you're crying in your parents' basement and you don't have a pot, and or how you are worried that you're never going to have a child your whole life. You surely have to sign up for this. The price doesn't matter. So it's used as a way to control them. I feel that it is controlling them in order to help them control them into buying. Now, rather, let's say someone's a health coach and you have your prices listed and somebody says, I'm interested in working with you. This is them typing. Or somebody says, let's hop on a 15-minute call and I want to see if you do work with this thing or that thing, and they know their prices, then that person, the customer, is in control. The customer is choosing, hey, do I want to buy this or not? Same thing for website design. If it's completely loosey-goosey and up in the whole ethers and you have no idea what it costs, I'm not in control as the buyer. I have no idea what's going on or what this person can do, and it's just not a good idea. Direct example of this is how creepy it would be if you went to a restaurant. You saw this restaurant on the corner and you thought, ooh, that's really cool. I've been wanting to go check that place out. And there's no menu listed. And you're like, okay, well, let me go talk to them. Let me knock on the door. Oh, hey, can me and my friend get a table? Can we check out a menu? And they say, oh, okay, sit down. Here's your menu. And then there's no prices listed. I genuinely would not know what to buy, and it would make me buy zero. I'd think, ooh, should I get a water? More because I have no idea what it costs. I'm looking at the menu like, I'm afraid on each thing because I don't know what the pricing is. Maybe me and my friend want to buy a $40 bottle of wine, a $100 bottle of wine. I would just need to know what I'm choosing. I don't want to look like an a-hole and say, is this one good? What's that price? And have them say, oh, that is $20,000. And me go, oh, okay, no. It's a bad situation as a buyer to have no idea what you're getting into. You would have more sales if you're saying, hey, here's the prices, here's the range of prices, and you can choose for yourself what's going to be the best fit. It also stops you wasting your customer's time and wasting your time. You don't want to be getting on the phone or emailing back and forth with someone who, quite understandably, maybe they assumed it was $20, your services. I say understandably because if nothing is listed, then that's understandable. And maybe somebody thought, oh, wow, I thought working with you for a couple months might be this huge amount. But actually, if it's this amount, then I could do it for longer and I'd like to look at this package. So moral of the story there is it is putting the control to purchase and buy and plan in the customer's control, which I think is so important and really helpful in business. So I'm saying, hey, not listing any prices and putting them through 30 different hoops to jump through is really shady and weird. And I wouldn't say that I did that, but I said, hey, fill out this form and then I'll give you the pricing. But I actually didn't give them the pricing until they were on a call with me. So I don't recommend that. Instead, what I think you can do is have a couple options. Let's say someone's interested in working with you and you have 2 or 3 different tiers. As a health coach, maybe you have an intensive, and then you have a 6-week way of working with them, and then you have a 3-month way of working with them, but you are not making them stay or controlling them in any way like that. I'm not a big fan of having people commit to long term, but that's a video for another day. But when they look at your page, they have options. Maybe they're not sure which option they want yet, so they want to check with you, email with you, talk with you first. But they know and you know what they're getting into. And let's look at the other side of things as a web designer. Maybe you have a 1-page site. Maybe you have a website audit that's even lower, and then the 1-page site, and then a full big wabammy site that you're building for someone, and you have your prices or a price range listed. I haven't ever really worked with a web design client where we didn't need to discuss things first because they have no idea what they want or need, and you don't know what they want or need until you can talk through it first. Maybe they need 1 page, but they actually need something bigger and a course built out. You have to talk through it first because there's so many pieces at play. What you can do is list a range. Hey, websites start at $2,000 and then they go up from there. A website audit costs this. You don't have to promise them this exact price, you can say that this is the range so that when they reach out, they know what they're getting into, and you know that you're not wasting your time with someone who thought it was $20, which, hey, okay, cool, but that's not gonna work. Now, I personally am a fan of having a form. If I'm going to do marketing with someone, I don't want them to just hop in and directly buy. I absolutely don't, because there's plenty of people that are not the best fit for me. I don't want to work with them. Maybe I only take on a couple clients at a time, and that is real and true. And I mean, especially where I'm coming from with really values-led marketing, grounded, it is putting the customer first. It is asking what is ethical here. I don't want to work with just everyone. Maybe there's someone who just thinks, yeah, go, 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 and I'm just going to get all the money in the world and rip people off. I don't want to work with them. So I am a fan of having a form that people can fill out, just super basic info. Hey, tell me a little bit about you, what's bringing you this way. Then you can have some price ranges listed. Are you interested in an intensive? Are you interested in working together one-on-one? And listing those price ranges in that way and essentially pre-qualifying them on the form so that you both are not wasting your time. So let's recap here. Number one, I'm saying that people are going to assume the worst. They're absolutely going to assume the worst, and they're not even going to do anything because they're like, oh, I don't know what it is, and I'm assuming the worst, so bye. Number two is that it's confusing. It's confusing if you're listing, maybe we'll do this, but maybe we'll do that. There's no price ranges listed. You don't even quite know how you might work with them in any capacity. It's confusing. They're going to bounce. And number three, you are in control and can possibly be kind of like leading them on or manipulating them when they may not be a good fit. And you want them to be in control of their purchasing and them to say, ooh, yeah, great, this is the range I'm looking for. I want to buy that, and feel empowered and excited about it. If you cannot share any kind of pricing, I would say that might be a big red flag to say, why? Why could you not list your pricing? Why? And secondly, if you are in a field where there is demand for your thing, you don't have to worry about controlling people or trying to have them do this to hop to that, to get to this, to get in this funnel. When there's demand for something, it's just straight up and somebody wants to do it and you are saying, great, here, I do that thing that you already want, let's go. So I have a whole nother video about demand that I will link here, so make sure to check that out. I hope this video inspires you to look at if you should list your pricing. If not, maybe you go to a couple people's websites, look where something is not listed, look where something is listed, and see what you do as a buyer. How do you think? What comes up for you, you know? And if you are interested in checking out workshops and classes and things we got going on, or working with me personally, you can check out the link in the bio, in the notes, and I'll see you next time. Bye.